The first year of marriage is often painted as a blissful honeymoon phase, a time when life feels like a never-ending celebration of love. But behind the carefully curated wedding photos and heartfelt congratulatory messages, there's a journey unfolding, one that's equal parts beautiful and bewildering. No matter how long you've known your partner, how deeply you believe you understand each other, or how many books you've read about relationships, that first year together as a married couple is unlike any other. It's a time of discovery, adjustment, and sometimes unexpected challenges. Before the wedding, expectations tend to run high. You might imagine that marriage will instantly deepen your connection, that you'll move in perfect sync, and that the hard parts of life will be easier now that you have a partner by your side. Maybe you expect that the romance will intensify, or that arguments will dwindle because you've made such a significant commitment. Perhaps you believe that your families will blend seamlessly, that finances will sort themselves out, or that personal quirks will magically become endearing rather than irritating. The truth is, expectations are shaped by stories we've heard, movies we've watched, and advice we've received. But reality, as it often does, has a way of surprising us. The transition from engagement to marriage can feel abrupt, even if you've been together for years. Suddenly, you're not just partners, you're spouses. That title carries weight, both emotionally and practically. You might find that the things you once brushed off as insignificant now feel magnified. The way your partner loads the dishwasher, the time they go to bed, or how they handle stress. These small habits can suddenly become sources of tension, simply because you're now sharing a life in a new, more permanent way. One of the first surprises many couples encounter is the persistence of individuality. No matter how close you are, marriage doesn't erase your differences. In fact, it can make them more pronounced. You may have different ideas about how to spend money, how often to see family, or how to approach household chores. Maybe you assumed you'd always agree on the big things, only to realize that your priorities aren't as aligned as you thought. These moments can feel jarring, but they're also opportunities to learn and grow together. Communication becomes more important than ever. It's easy to assume that your partner can read your mind, that they'll just know when you're upset, or that they'll automatically share your viewpoint. But the reality is that even the most loving couples need to articulate their feelings, set boundaries, and express their needs clearly. Misunderstandings are inevitable, but they don't have to be catastrophic. In fact, learning to navigate them with empathy and patience can strengthen your bond. Another common surprise is the emotional aftermath of the wedding itself. After months of planning and anticipation, it's normal to feel a sense of letdown once the festivities are over. You might find yourself missing the excitement or feeling uncertain about what comes next. This is a natural part of the transition, and it's okay to acknowledge it. The key is to focus on building new routines and memories together, rather than expecting the high of the wedding to last forever. Finances are another area where expectations and reality can collide. Whether you're merging bank accounts or keeping them separate, money has a way of bringing underlying differences to the surface. You might discover that your partner is more frugal or more of a spender than you realized. Conversations about budgeting, saving for the future, and managing debt can be uncomfortable, but they're essential. The goal isn't to avoid conflict, but to approach it as a team with honesty and respect. Family dynamics can also shift in unexpected ways. Marriage often brings two families together, and with that comes a blend of traditions, expectations, and personalities. You might feel pressure to spend holidays with one side or the other, or to navigate complex relationships with in-laws. These situations can be delicate, but they're also an opportunity to set boundaries and create your own family traditions. Intimacy, both physical and emotional, is another area where reality can differ from expectations. The demands of daily life, work, chores, social obligations, can make it harder to prioritize romance. It's easy to assume that love will take care of itself, but the truth is that intimacy requires intentional effort. This might mean scheduling date nights, expressing appreciation, or simply making time to connect without distractions. The first year of marriage is about learning what makes each other feel loved and valued, and being willing to adapt as you grow together. Conflict is inevitable, but it doesn't have to be destructive. In fact, disagreements can be healthy if approached with curiosity and compassion. Instead of seeing conflict as a sign that something is wrong, try to view it as an opportunity to understand each other better. Practice active listening, avoid blame, and focus on finding solutions together. Remember, you're on the same team. Self-care is just as important in marriage as it is when you're single. It's easy to lose yourself in the process of building a life together, but maintaining your own interests, friendships, and routines is vital. A healthy marriage is built on the foundation of two whole individuals who support each other's growth. Encourage each other to pursue passions and take time for yourselves. It will make your relationship stronger. One of the most profound lessons of the first year is that love is a choice, not just a feeling. There will be days when you're frustrated, tired, or simply out of sync. On those days, choosing to show up, to listen, and to care for each other is what keeps your connection strong. Marriage is a partnership, and like any partnership, it requires effort, compromise, and a willingness to grow. The first year of marriage is full of surprises, both joyful and challenging. It's a time of learning, not just about your partner, but about yourself and the kind of life you want to build together. Embrace the journey with all its ups and downs. Celebrate the small victories, laugh at the missteps, and remember that perfection isn't the goal. Connection is. No one can prepare you for every twist and turn, but by approaching your first year with openness, patience, and a sense of humor, you'll lay the groundwork for a marriage that's not just enduring, but deeply fulfilling. The reality may be different from what you expected, but it's in those unexpected moments that the true magic of marriage is found.